All right, people. We're going to talk about market caps and why they're actually more important in determining the potential of your coin than price. It's actually a really simple concept. This is why you don't see top 10 coins shoot up 20, 30x overnight, and why you can see smaller coins shoot up 20, 30x overnight, because the amount of sell pressure you actually need to overcome when a whale sells out is much, much smaller for those small coins. Think about it. Like if you have 100 billion coins, right? And a whale has a billion of them, which is, like someone having 1% of supply. He's a big whale, but it's not unfathomable. Many coins actually have that. For instance, with XRP, you have Chris Larson that has like 9 billion, Brad Garlinghouse that has like 3 billion, and several other big whales that have several hundred million or possibly a billion or more coins. When you are at 20 cents, if that billion coin whale decides to sell out, all you have to do is absorb $20 million. That's really nothing for a big crypto. So at 20 cents, he can sell out all his coins. You can there's enough retail to actually absorb that, and then you can just go up. But now, if it's at $5, if he wants to sell out his billion coins, that's $5 billion of pressure. And that's going to be much, much harder to absorb. In this recent pump, whales actually only accumulated 2 or 3 billion more XRP. And that was actually enough to push the price up 5x. Imagine if there was like a 5 billion sale all of a sudden, or even like a $1 billion sale all of a sudden. It would push the price back down to like $1 or so. And that's why, market caps generally don't go up above a certain price, because the market can't absorb when one or two whales wants to sell. Basically, when you go up even 5 or 10x on like a top 10 coin, if one big whale wants to sell, or a couple of whales decide, hey, that's enough, I want to cash out on my profits, they're going to put the sell order, and then you just can't break through because the rest of the retail is not going to buy up those coins. Also, a lot of you are thinking but XRP, Cardano, Hedera, Tron, my coin, it has institutional buying. It doesn't have institutional buying. Besides Bitcoin and Ethereum, there's no really institutional buying for any coin. This is all retail pumping. And worst of all, it's not only retail pumping, it's leverage buying and selling, shorting, longing. That's why you're seeing some of these coins cascade down now. XRP went up really fast. It's actually coming down really fast right now as well. It came down from 280 to 220, and that's because once people started actually selling off, taking profit, despite the fact that Bitcoin is going up. By the way, is Bitcoin going up should actually basically raise the base of what it actually kind of evens out at, by the ways. Once they start selling, instead of the shorts liquidating, the longs are going to liquidate it, and it's going to cascade down the other way. So it can actually come down just as fast as it came up. So basically losing from 270, 280 to 220 within a day or two, it can do much more than that. Just like it can rise very, very fast as well. Cardano is the same way, except to a much lesser extent, because it didn't pump quite as much. Hedera, Tron, you're seeing that right now as well. Tron went to 43 cents yesterday. It's down to 33. Hedera went to 43 cents. It's down to 29. Although it's still much higher than before it started pumping, those cascading leverages on longs are starting to liquidate instead of the shorts. So that more or less proves, no, it's not institutional buying. It's still massively, or the vast majority is retail buying and leverage trading. And there have been analysts that actually have been producing articles or videos, if you guys have been watching, not myself, but other analysts that are saying, hey, watch out, these are high leverage pumps. Which they are, and they are absolutely correct. So once they start cascading down, if Bitcoin just stays stagnant, or if Bitcoin doesn't have another burst, they can actually cascade down a lot. They will still be more than when you actually started. Watch my last video for that. They will still be higher in price than when they started pumping, but they're going to be quite a bit lower than what they are now. They have a long way down to go. The more they pumped, the more they have to come down. But that's just kind of why market cap matters, because as you go up in market cap, when people decide to sell, you have to absorb a lot more sell pressure. And once that balance breaks to the negative side, you start cascading, and you start cascading really hard. Just like when it breaks to the upper side, you start going up and liquidating shorts. On the lower side, when you break a negative, you start liquidating those longs, and it cascades extremely fast. So let's actually look at some of the coins. A great example of this, why market cap is so important, is Jasmy. Now, I've been saying the max for Jasmy is probably going to be around 30 cents this time. I do believe the team can pump it up that much. But some of you are going but the max in the past was $4. So why is it only 30 cents this time? It's because they more than 100x the supply. When they first debuted, they probably had like a billion Jasmy out or 2 billion Jasmy out. They have 49 billion Jas. Well, they had less than a billion Jasmy. They had like, when they first debuted, they might have had only like 200 million Jasmy out. They have like 50 billion Jasmy out, the entire supply. So it can't be diluted anymore. So essentially, it was $4 back here, but the market cap was only like $1 billion. So essentially they had like 250 million Jasmy out right now. They have like 50 billion Jasmy out now. So that's like several hundred X the supply. So it's not getting to $4. If you look at the market cap, you notice that when it was at $4, the entire market cap was only 1.13 billion. Even at 4 cents right now, the market cap is over $2 billion. So my 30 cent estimation would be roughly 8x this. And so I'm looking at a $15-16 billion market cap for Jasmy, which I believe because of the insurances that the company members made at the last investors meeting, they can pump up to and they can actually get. So I still think Jasmy is a worthy hold. However, if you want to get up, to $4, that would require a $200 billion market cap, putting it easily in the top 10 of all cryptos. That's not going to happen because I am pretty sure Jasmy's use case is not that great. Yes, there's some Sony rumors and stuff, but every crypto has rumors. So yeah, it's not getting anywhere near $4. 30 cents, 16 billion dollar market cap is a pretty good target for Jasmy because the supply has increased by so much. Now that's an extreme example. Most top coins did not increase in supply by, like 100x or anything close to 100x. So you don't really have to worry about this. And also, if you just check on CoinMarketCap, the price versus market cap graph, if they're radically different, like if the price is way down here, but the market cap is way up there now, you know that they did something with the supply. Most top coins are not like that. For instance, Bitcoin. If you look at Bitcoin for the last couple of cycles, you can look at market cap and price have about the same graph. Now, the first couple of cycles is going to be different, obviously, because when Bitcoin was first started, obviously the inflation rate is going to be much greater when it's first started. But, generally, the market cap and price, if you look at the long term, since 2012 or so, or 2010 or like 2011, essentially, price and market cap have the same graph. That's when you know that the supply didn't really inflate all that much. Yes, Bitcoin does have inflation, but I think it's less than 1% a year. And, over a 4-year period, an inflation of like 4%, it's not really going to matter. By the way, most of Bitcoin's already mined. I think like 92% of Bitcoin's already mined. The other 8% is going to come out slowly, with the last Bitcoin being mined in like 2041 or something. So you don't really have to worry about Bitcoin inflation. And Bitcoin, you can't compare any other coin to it. It's the index coin. It was the first coin out. People look at Bitcoin as a gauge for the crypto market. It has a lot of institutional adoption now, and people actually look at it as like a hedge against inflation and a store of value. So it's very different from other coins. If you look at Ethereum, it's kind of the same story. Of course, it's a younger coin, but Ethereum, although it does have a little inflation, it really doesn't have much inflation at all. If you look at price and market cap, it generally tracks one or the other. And for many, many years now, Ethereum, yes, has had inflation, but at one time it also had deflation. It depends on like how many transactions there are. And of course with the L2s, it has inflation again, but I think it's like 1% or less per year, and that's very variable. So the inflation is not a factor. Just like for Bitcoin, inflation is not a factor for Ethereum. To reach its all-time high in market cap, it basically has to reach its all-time high in price. So, for Ethereum to reach its all-time high in market cap, it probably has to go to around $4,500. Yes, the all-time high was $4,800, but like I said, there's a bit of inflation for Ethereum. That's why $4,500 would actually reach its all-time high market cap. I believe it can go well past that because the overall market cap last time was about 3 trillion. I believe the overall market cap for crypto is going to be 10 trillion or so. So both Bitcoin and Ethereum don't really have that problem because they do not actually have a problem with market cap. XRP is a little bit. Tether, we're not going to talk about. It's a stable coin. It's backed 1-to-1. This doesn't apply to Tether. XRP is a little bit different because they have a significant amount of inflation each year. It's not like Jasmy where it's like super bad, but if you actually look at the price versus market cap, you can see significantly different graphs. For instance, right now we're at 227, right? And the highest price over here is like 390 something. Well, I mean, like on live coin watch is 390 something. On CoinMarketCap it's like $3, but realistically there was a big spike up here at 390. If you look at live coin watch, it was 392. It's 226 right now. 226, 227 on live coin watch, CoinMarketCap. So we're still significantly under the all-time high. But if you look at the market cap, we've already peaked above the all-time high. Now, the graph is still pretty similar, but XRP has probably had an inflation of at least 20-30% since 2017, 2018. So it's already well above its all-time high market cap. The all-time high market cap here, I do believe was about a little less than 120 billion. It's already at about 130 billion. So pushing up, if you want $5, you're gonna have more than twice the market cap that was. And if you want to push even higher, you're looking at much, much higher market cap than before. So I do think it's actually around this price, it's actually hit a resistance, not because it was on the all-time high price, but you're kind of around or slightly above the all-time high market cap, which is why XRP hit a really, really big resistance around 270 or so, obviously that's because I do think that all-time high market cap for a lot of older coins does have a significant amount of resistance. So you've surpassed the all-time high market cap, and any higher you're going to push is just establishing new highs, not in price, but in market cap. And with 20-30% extra, that means there's a lot more supply of XRP. And of course, you obviously still have the big guys like Garlinghouse Larson controlling billions of XRP. And we know that for a fact that there's going to be significant inflation in the future. Not as bad as not as bad as some of the other coins. I think XRP inflation is pretty similar to Doge inflation, maybe slightly more. Yes, I know you're saying, but the max supply is 100 billion XRP. But the max supply is not what's actually important for market dynamics. It's really the circulating supply that's important for market dynamics. That's how much is actually out there. The circulating supply is the actual supply on the market. The max supply is like the theoretical max supply. Yes, XRP does have a burn like many coins, and no, the burn is not significant. I think they burned about 12 million out of 100 billion XRP in the 12 years they've been up. 12 billion out of 12 million out of 100 billion is almost 1 out of 10,000. To burn 1% of supply, you require 800 years or something. Even if you had 10 times the transactions you have now, it'd require 80 years to burn 1% of supply. So that's not going to be much of a factor. So XRP will find it at least somewhat significantly harder to actually push above the last all-time high, which I do believe, but that's why I have the price set around $5 and not that much higher. You're seeing it hit kind of a cap right now, despite the fact that Bitcoin is indeed going up. Now, if we go down the list, Solana is actually even worse than XRP because Solana is newer. So since the last all-time high, it's actually, the supply has actually gone up even more. You can see the last all-time high and this all-time high, pretty similar, but if you look at the market cap, the market cap for this all-time high, the last all-time high and this all-time high is almost double. That means Solana's supply has almost doubled since last time. Not quite. I think it's gone up 70% since last time, which was why I set the price for Solana at around $500 to $1,000. If Solana had the same supply as last time, I think it would be pretty close to $500 right now. But since the supply keeps on increasing by a significant amount, I think doubling the market cap right now and which means doubling the price right now, will prove significantly challenging. And $500-$600, because the supply has risen by so much, it's going to be hard for Solana to actually push past. Remember, they're still releasing more coins. So Solana's supply has actually increased by 60-70% since the last time it hit an all-time high. So it's going to find it even harder than XRP to actually make to push higher. But of course, Solana does have the help of its giant ecosystem, which last time it wasn't nearly as big. So that will play a factor in it. But there is significantly more SO on the market than last time. If you actually look at BNB, BNB is like the opposite effect, honestly. BNB is one of the few coins where the burn effect is actually significant, and that's because the company actually spends their profit to buy back the coins and burn them. BNB was nearly at 200 million supply, but the weird thing is they actually buy back the supply and burn it. So now it's only 144 million. So they've actually decreased the supply by 20, maybe like 20% or so. And that is actually significant. If you look at the price, if you look at all and you look at price and market cap, you can see it's about the same, but it's actually a little bit diluted because the last time we hit an all-time high for BNB, it was like only $600 something, and now we're at $700 something. But if you look at the market cap, I don't think we've actually broken a new all-time high for the market cap. So this is why I actually think Binance can grow to $2,000 or more, because they've actually reduced the supply. So technically with 3 times the market cap in crypto, it should be more than 3 times the last all-time high in Binance, and that's around $2,000. So Binance has it actually working the other way on the supply and demand. But of course, Binance has legal issues. But if Donald Trump pardons Binance and it gets back in the United States, watch out, Binance can go to several $1,000s. The supply is actually decreased. Dogecoin, we know what it is. It increases by 5 billion flat each year. The percentage increase actually decreases as time goes on because the overall supply gets much, much larger. But, since the last all-time high, it's been 4 years ago, there's 20 more billion Doge out. I think it can reach $1, but I think that's about it. Maybe 150 if you're lucky, because the market cap will have to be significantly higher, which means more selling pressure. Cardano does have inflation, but the inflation isn't as bad as a couple of the coins I mentioned earlier. The max supply of Cardano is much lower at 40 billion coins, and I think they've been like just slowly adding, much more slowly than the other ones. If you look at the market cap price, like this is the price, it's at 119 right now. The high price was about $3. If you look at the market cap, yeah, we're still way below the last market cap. The last market cap was, I think it was over it says 91 billion here, but I believe it's like slightly over 100 billion. And right now the market cap is only like 40 something billion. So we're still under half the market cap of the last one. And to get to the market cap of the last one, we would have to get around 270 or so. So we've got about like maybe 10-15% more ADA than when we actually had in the last bull run. So that's why I think Cardano can get to $5 to $10, because there's an increase and it's somewhat significant, but it's not really that much more compared to the last bull run. And also, Cardano is actually inflating much more slowly now than some of the bigger coins, because you're getting to 35 billion circulating supply of 88, and 45 billion is the max. And they're going to do that over many, many years. So the rate of inflation is actually much, much slower as well. Plus, there hasn't been a whole lot of inflation since the last bull run. So Cardano, yes, there's more coins, but the amount that there is more is somewhat controlled. Tron, I haven't actually looked at like what rate they actually release coins. They just hit an all-time high, but of course that whole cascading liquidations thing has definitely hit them since yesterday. They went up to like 43 cents. Now they're down to 31. I think they'll probably hold above 29, hopefully, because they had a mega pump. Now they're having a mega dump. If you look at Tron's price action and its market cap, very, very similar. Basically, there's not much difference. Tron really has the entire circulating supply is out. I think the max supply is infinite, but they really haven't increased the circulating supply for like probably 4 years. The price and volume, the price and market cap graph basically match up from the very beginning. So I think Tron, even though Justin Sun does have a lot of coins, I do actually think they released most all the supply in the beginning. They really haven't released that much more out in the market. And if Justin Sun honestly holds a lot of the coins, it's going to depend on what Justin Sun does. But in terms of like price, a price and a supply, Tron's perfectly fine. It's probably better even than Cardano, but not quite BNB because they don't like burn Tron coins or anything. But it's probably more similar to Bitcoin and Ethereum. So Tron reaching new all-time high, not really all that surprising. So you can just go down and compare the graphs of market cap and volume for yourself for a lot of these coins. You'll see like that the newer coins are much more off than the older coins because they're constantly releasing supply. But you can actually see like for VeChain, for instance, it's an older coin. So it really hasn't increased in supply that much. The entire supply of VET was almost, I think it was like 75 billion in the last bull run. So it's really not all that much. If you look at the all graph, price, market cap, very, very similar, a little bit more accentuated on the market cap. But you can see price is 6.9 cents. It was like, I think 25 cents last time. And the market cap, kind of the same thing. It's the market cap right now is 5.62 billion versus like 17, 18 billion last time. So essentially, right now, you would need more than a triple, a little bit more than a triple to reach the last market cap. And a little bit more than triple right now would put it at 23 cents. Last time it was at 25 cents. So you can tell the amount of VET has about 10% more VET in circulation, which isn't too bad, which is why I think VET can break the all-time high, because the maximum supply is fairly similar, and they're really not increasing the supply anymore. And remember, the max supply is 86.71. The total supply is less because VET actually did burn a billion VET after like a breach, an inside breach, basically. Like someone from the inside like basically stole a billion VET. So they decided to just burn a billion VET off the total supply to make sure that the supply kind of like stayed stable. So VET is not bad either. So yeah, so like basically the worst one in the top 10 or the top couple that I joined that I just mentioned is probably Solana, followed by XRP, followed by Doge, and then Cardano, and then Bitcoin, Ethereum, and BNB is probably the best when it comes to this. And yeah, if you're looking at like a massively like trillions of dollars in market cap for your coin, like several $1 trillion in market cap, like 10 trillion, it's not going to happen because as soon as one whale sells out, and yes, climbing up there will be one whale that sells out. You're not only going to get a massive like drop in price because of that whale, you're also going to get a ton of liquidations on the futures market because the market will not be able to absorb that one whale selling out. Even for Bitcoin and Ethereum, that's true as well. That's why they like that's why they grow a little bit and retrace. And that's why Bitcoin doesn't all of a sudden shoot up like 500% anymore. You know, the higher the market cap it gets, the lower the volatility gets because it just takes so much more money to move either way. So that's the lesson for today. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.